Always like to make sure that we're on live here. Hey, there we go. Hey, there are 7 common mistakes that I feel people do when they're trying to choose a supplement or take a nutritional supplement. And I get it. There is so much out there for us on the shelves. There's information. We have this that's going on, that's going on. People are suggesting all this information, and we just get overwhelmed. Well, that's where I was several years ago. And as I'm trying to help and work through people today, I just wanted to share with you 7 common mistakes that people actually get into as they're trying to actually choose or, like I said, take a supplement. So if this sounds like you're at the right place at the right time. And then after I go over the 7, I just wanna offer just a, really simple solution. It is really a simple solution that is a big game changer and could really help you out in the end with that, okay? So make sure you stick to the end. And if you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Danya. I like to go by Doing the Most with Danya, and I love sharing information that's gonna help you get to your next level. However that is for yourself, if you're talking about your overall health, your wellness, income, having more time with family, gaining more knowledge, that's what I love sharing and being able to help out with other people, okay? All right, so let's get into this. 7 mistakes that people make when they're choosing a nutritional supplement or they want to, take another supplement or how they do it. All right, the first one is all about the timing of it. A lot of people don't know when to take it because there are certain supplements that you have to take in the morning or taking later on in the evening, just depending on what's going on with your body and your system. Or maybe you're very active and you need something at that time. Or maybe you have to take it with a meal. So it's very frustrating with all the different supplements that are out there and when you should take it. Okay. And I would say, just based on whatever your nutritional or your dietary or whatever your physical being is, that's where you have to try and figure it out and get that judge. And hopefully, you're working with a healthcare provider or you're working with a physical fitness trainer, somebody if you're, into that depth. But for us, and I'm saying us because I don't have all those other pieces, I just want to have a nutritional supplement that's going to help me from day to day. How about you? That's what we're looking for, right? So we want to know the best time to be able to take it and when we should take it, why we should take it at that time, and if we should take it with a meal or not. So that's one of the mistakes that we got to get figured out in order for that to be able to help us, right? The second thing is, you know, our diets, what it is that we eat. Sometimes I think when we take this magical nutrition, right, and this magical supplement, it's going to help us with all of our dietary needs, but it doesn't. So if we don't change the way that our diet is, what we are eating, what we're consuming, all of these extra nutrients and supplements that we're taking is not going to help that. So, thinking of that, taking all these vitamins and supplements and nutrients and minerals is going to help us get healthier, but we're not looking at our overall diet and what it is that we're consuming is just not going to help us out in the end. Okay. The third thing is that, the companies out there, they really produce these vitamins or these products the cheapest way that they can. And oftentimes it's produced with petroleum, with synthetics, with binders, with fillers, with oils to keep it all wrapped together, to try and put these ingredients all wrapped together. And then we're swallowing these big horse pills or these capsules. And then it's really having our bodies work hard for us to try and dissolve that so that we can get what we're supposed to be getting at that level, right? To be able to help us out. So we're not getting the best ingredients, we're not getting the best products from getting those just off the shelf. And so how do you know what we should be getting, right? And a lot of times you say, look at the back of the labels, and read that. I'm going to go ahead and put my hands up. You don't always know what you don't know. And it is a lot of research to be able to do that. So I would say, for the most part, and a lot of people, you'll hear this out there, especially if you Google it, just like the one a day, you think it sounds amazing. One a day is going to give you everything that you need, but it's really filled with a lot of junk. Okay. All right. The fourth thing is that we don't know if we should be mixing the supplements with our medications and what it would do in the end? That's a main question that a lot of people have, and one that we really should be consulting with the healthcare providers, because you don't know, especially if you're taking off the shelf or you're trying to do your own kind of mixing and grinding and everything together, you may be really doing yourself more harm. Really, at that point, excuse me, really should be taking more natural ingredients. That way, it's not getting into those dangerous zones, if you will, or losing the effectiveness, or maybe having any type of side effects because you're taking too much of vitamins and capsules and all of that. And think about how much is it that you have? A couple of bottles, really, right? With all the different things that we want to take care of within our body throughout our day to day. How about this? Number 5, when you're actually mixing different vitamins and minerals together and you really don't know what you're doing. Because sometimes, if you're taking, not sometimes, but if you're taking certain vitamins or minerals, you could be counteracting them, right? So if you're taking something that you should or you want more energy with, but then later on you're taking something that's really lowering that, you're really diffusing what it is that you're trying to get the best effective result, right? So really, a lot of times when we're trying to do our own mixes and different supplements, we may be doing, counter damage to that. Okay, so really, we gotta make sure that we're consulting with somebody who knows what it is that we're doing, or have somebody who can tell you, this is gonna help this and this and that, but counteract that and don't take this and that. And again, that gets back into who do we go to? Who do we turn to? Because we can't always pick up the phone and ask our doctors, right? Okay. The other thing is, how about this is number 6, the sixth way, is that we don't take enough. We don't take enough of the ingredients that we need. I will tell you, when I was first, probably back in my mid 40s, is when I was told I needed to take, these certain vitamins. And at that time, they told me to go and get something out on the shelf. They couldn't recommend anything. Nothing really worked. Didn't see a whole lot of difference in the lab results that I had. But what they were telling me is that I wasn't getting enough of it. So if we're just doing this on our own and you think, oh, I can do 1,000 milligrams, maybe you need 2,000 milligrams or 5,000 milligrams to be able to have a therapeutic effect on you, to have a different effect on you and what you're actually needing. Okay. All right. And then the seventh reason why people may not take the right supplements is because of your diet. If you're vegetarian or you're vegan in particular, there's certain ingredients, certain foods that you're not supposed to eat or you don't eat. Well, you could be missing that source, because here's the thing. Naturally, it would be great if we all got the nutrients that we should from our foods, but we don't. A lot has happened in that time. We've had soil and pollution and overuse of the soil, and it's all concentrated and filled with different ingredients, right, to try and turn that soil to make it better. But really, it's overused and overworked. In fact, there was a study done by in Texas at a university back in the 1980s. You could have one orange and get everything that you need, okay, from that one orange. Today, that same orange, we would have to eat 8 of that same orange in order to get the nutritional values that we did back in 1980. Now, I know we're not, to eat those little tangerines or those tangelittles, however they pronounce it, to eat, one of those or 2 of those is plenty enough, but to think about 8 in order to get that. So really, we're really kind of at our wits' end in what we should be able to take, and there's a lot of information out there. And so what if you could really simplify that down? And that's where I happen to stumble on and what I love and want to be able to share out with you. So I want to just offer you this, or have you think about this in a different perspective. What if there was a product that sourced the highest quality ingredients throughout the world? In fact, they start with the Great Salt Lake mines, because you can get all of the different minerals from that, natural ingredients from there. And then if you had formulators who actually can figure out the nutritional value that you should be taking, and that if you're already getting vitamin C from this source, you don't need to have another capsule within that same ingredient to be able to have more of the same, because that's probably overdoing it, right? What if you had formulators, people with great awareness? Matter of fact, there's 4 scientists, they have 9 PhDs, and they came up with this idea and this process about how you can formulate and get the right balance and the ingredients to be able to help throughout your entire day? What if it was just like drinking water with a little bit of lemon? Like, cheers, my ice water. It's time for a drink. Here. So, what if it was just as simple as that? Taking something where looks and tastes just like water with a little bit of lemon, and you can get your neutral ingredients from there. Or you know that it's effective because just like when we take in water, it goes naturally throughout our body. It's not digested, right? It's all about absorption and getting through the cells. Matter of fact, water is the most bioavailable way that we can carry oxygen, and nutrients. Trying to say that throughout our cells in our body. And so figuring about how you can actually get that and have it absorbable. That's a new terminology that's come out, new term that's come out in this whole scientific world. And when you're thinking about new technology as far as nutritional health and wellness. Okay. And then last but not least, what about when I was talking about all those different vitamins and minerals and, nutritional supplements out there on the market? The FDA does not regulate any nutritional supplements. So when I was talking about all those fillers and binders and oils that's all wrapped in those capsules, that's not regulated by the FDA because it's not a food and it's not a drug. So a nutritional supplement does not fall underneath that category. But what if you had a product that looked and tasted just like water, that was sourced with the highest ingredients throughout the entire world, and it was absorbable, had a great taste, and would be very easy to take in the morning so that you have all of these great nutrients. Matter of fact, 92 different ingredients are working at the cellular level, but it was regulated with current good manufacturing practice. That means CGMP compliant, which is regulated by the FDA. So what they're saying is it's a very rigorous um, uh, process or procedure or process really that you have to go through in order to get that stamp on all of the products. And so I just want to show you what that looks like real quick. I already showed you my ice water. Don't judge me. I love drinking out of wine glasses. But what if you could actually take one capful every morning and know that you're getting 92 nutritional ingredients that's going throughout your entire body? Now, if it's not needed, then it just flushes away. But if needed, it attacks those cells and actually you start seeing those effective results. Okay, let me go ahead and show you. So you just twist off this lid. This is 1 teaspoon or 5 milliliters. It's one measured dose. And you just go ahead and pour the liquid. You can see it looks just like water. And I'm about to spill this. Let me get a napkin here. Just wanted to show you that's how easy it is to take every morning. Go ahead and swish it around for a minute. You're breaking up the water clusters and the molecules. That way you're getting that absorption and it's going throughout your body. It's not mixing with any other medications, powders, mixes, anything that you have going on because it's all absorbed naturally. So we don't have to worry about anything being adverse. We don't have to worry about any side effects. Okay, it's really getting our body into homeostasis state, just meaning trying to get and flush out all of the bad stuff and provide those great ingredients naturally to ourselves. So once I found that out, and I actually started taking it, that's where the difference came in. And the doctors were like, whatever it is that you're doing, go ahead and continue that. So if you've been in stuck mode and you've just been, one of those 7 different reasons why it's been so hard for you to find something and have it work for you, why not try taking a look at this? Go ahead and embrace the new science and the new technology that's out there and was actually changing and a big game changer and in the world of health, wellness, and nutrition. All right. So if you'd like to learn more about that, just go ahead and message me and we can go ahead and get connected. I can send you out a link tree and some information, whatever it is that you need, and would love to be able to just pass it on. All right. I'm going to go ahead and sign off here, but that's my message for today. So there's no reason to feel stuck. There is great nutritional options out there. It's just got to be willing to go ahead and take that next step, take that next level, and go ahead and, like I like to say, get your swish on. How about that? All right, you guys take care. Y'all are doing the most with Danya, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.